The venture capital model is, you know, you want to have, depending on the size of your fund, but say you want to have 20 investments, and you know some of them are going to go bankrupt. Even at a Series A, there's still a ton of risk.
Yeah.
So some are going to go bankrupt, some are going to do okay, and then some will do, you know, fairly well, and hopefully you have one that does really, really well.
For anybody watching that maybe doesn't really fully understand, you know, what venture capital is, myself included, could you break it down? You know, how is a venture firm kind of built or put together?
Sure. So it's a good question. So the managing director, they are going to go out and raise money. Raising money is tough, especially for a first fund, because you don't really have a track record. So a lot of times, whoever it is, in my case, Paul Lee would be my managing director.
Right.
You know, he was very successful at EA. He kind of went up through the ranks. He was president of EA studios worldwide, and he kind of wanted to do venture capital. He found it really hard to find venture capital money in Canada, and so kind of his next kind of era,
he wanted to help.
He wanted to help put dollars back into the community. So this was a pretty big passion project for him.
Right.
And it's hard to do. I'm not sure he realized exactly how hard it was to do when he started. I think he said if he knew what he knew today, he's not sure that Vantage would be around.
You know what? That's what so many entrepreneurs say, though, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're so right about that.
Yeah. So true.
You're so right. And so he has to pull people together, high net worth people, some institutions, and put together a deck exactly like a startup does to say, like, this is going to be my mandate. I'm going to invest. At the time, his was gaming and digital media.
Right.
So I'm going to invest in these areas. I'm going to pick, you know, Series A is what he picked for where he was going to do investment, and we can get into what that is later. And then he goes and he pitches to all these people saying, you know, I want to raise, I'm not sure how much he wanted to raise. Maybe he wanted to raise $125 million or $150 million. We ended up at $137 million. So awesome for him.
Yep.
And yeah, so there's like a minimum of $1 million to commit. So if you don't have $1 million, then you can't have a seat at the table.
Okay.
People probably commit, you know, institutions might be closer to like $20 million. Some smaller institutions probably around $5 million, and then high net worth somewhere between $1 and $5 million. What is interesting on that is, you know, whenever we see an investment that we like and say we want to invest, you know, $2 million into a company, we have to do something called a capital call. So you send an email out to all your investors, and then the percentage of the fund that they kind of put the dollars in, they have to send a check in to us. So we actually don't hold the $137 million. We pull down on it as we need it.
To catch all the interviews, head on over to taratalkingtech.com and make sure you subscribe to my newsletter. And if you like the videos, I would be super appreciative if you could share them with your friends and family so we can raise the awareness of phenomenal women working in tech. Thanks for watching. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you next time on Tara Talking Tech.